So, from reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila, to fourth chapter, where Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami very nicely describes what desires of Krishna, what he has in his heart. So we have been listening for the last few days. Turn a little, not too bad. Accept. Yeah. Come face this way. Oh, piche jai. By which we are listening, Krishna was thinking to himself, Krishna is thinking in all scriptures, I am known as the relisher of all sweet mellows. Krishna is the relisher of all mellows. He is tasting all the sweet mellows, taking his Srimati Radhika's mood and complexion. He's tasting all the mellows, that which we have heard. Everybody is captivated by my form, but when I see Srimati Radhika's form, I am captivated. That's why he's known as Madan Mohan. And Srimati Radhika is known as Madan Mohan Mohini. Yesterday I spoke this. Krishna is known as Madan Mohan in the beginning of the Ras. Madan Kamdev, Cupid, tried to entice Krishna to fight with him, challenged Krishna. At that time, Krishna took this very beautiful form of Madan Mohan, by which even he defeated Cupid. It's okay. I didn't want you to sit with your back towards him, that's one thing, and also it would disrupt the connection between you. Even Krishna defeated Cupid. How Krishna fought with Kaundev, that you heard yesterday. Just by his manifesting his beautiful form, simultaneously Cupid was defeated and unconscious. Cupid, with his 5 arrows, he tried to defeat Krishna, but the 5 arrows had no effect on Krishna. There's no use, useless. In the end, Kamdev, Cupid, was lying unconscious. I told you about the 3 Kamdev. The original is Rajendranandan and Shamsundar. And that manifestation of his Pradyumna. Pradyumna is the second manifestation of that original Kamdev. And the third, the second, the shadow of that Pradyumna, this mundane Cupid, the Cupid of this material world. He is present in Indra's assembly. This mundane Kamdev of this material world, he bewilders even the smallest of ants to Brahma. It's not so easy to defeat this mundane Cupid. And what did the Supreme Lord do? He defeated this mundane Kamdev. Kam Vijay, the conquering of the mundane lust. That original Kamdev, Madan Mohan, he's known as Madan Mohan. This transcendental Cupid of the spiritual world, how is it worshipped? By the Kam Gayatri. In this verse it is being said, there is one Bij mantra, the root mantra, and the Gayatri mantra. The Klim is called the seed mantra. And all the other mantras are called Gayatri. Kam Gayatri, Kam Give. And this I explained very simply to you yesterday. That very Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, how he was captivated by the love of the gopis. And this is transcendental love. The love of the gopis is transcendental lust, transcendental lust. And that the love of the gopis is called prem. In the spiritual, there's no difference between lust and love. In this world, however, this lust and love is different. Where lust, whether for your own sense pleasure, in this verse, which is said, in this material world, there is a difference. But in the spiritual transcendental world, there is no difference between lust and love. There's very beautiful, sweet moods. For this reason, this mundane love, mundane lust, how the living entities are captivated by that. Kamdev Cupid came to Dwarka. At that time, Dwarkadish Krishna, seeing the beautiful forms of the queens of Dwarka, even Cupid was bewildered. Shukadeva Goswami Pad is explaining the sweetness of the gopis. It cannot be described. In even the manifestations of the queens of Dwarka, who are expansions of the gopis, Radhika, Satyabhama, Chandravali, is Rukmani. 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 In Dwarka, they were the original expansions of the Vrindavan Vrindavan Gopis. Seeing that those queens, even Cupid, he was unconscious. In this verse, it is described all the queens of Dwarka, they were so highly elevated in their moods that even Cupid was bewildered. It is described very beautifully in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. What did Krishna do? In this Ras Lila, he conquered this mundane Cupid. So the Ras Lila is known as Kam Vijay Lila. Because the pastimes that Krishna performed with the gopis, it looks like an ordinary human pastimes. The activities of the gopis were like ordinary ladies, but actually those moods of the queens of Dwarka as well as the gopis are all transcendental. We do not know this because we are absorbed in material life. And when we think that this is the love, the real love, we enjoy our senses through these conception. But in the end, we become bewildered and leave our bodies in that state, condition. That transcendental spiritual love, if you have just one drop or taste of that, then simultaneously you will leave behind this material conception of love and lust. Like if we have a higher taste for something, immediately we will lose the taste for that lower thing. Not until we have attained this high level of taste of the spiritual world, then we will remain in this material conception. The Bahumanan, we glorify this mundane conception. Yet we glorify this, thinking that to be the best. But if somebody has a slightest inclination or experience, realization of the spiritual love, then we would immediately leave the lower material. Self-realization is the best realization. If you have this realization, then we will think of this thing as rejectable, low, hateable, disgusting. Just like seeing stool, what do we think? This is detestable. This is most degradable. In the same way, when we have the experience, realization of the transcendental world, then we think of this material things as like stool or something that is rejectable. Not until we have this realization of the spiritual, then we think this material, disgusting, smelly, gross elements as to be desirable. This body is full of pus, mucus, stool, like Gaur Govinda Maharaj. is this body is like a plastic bag. In this plastic bag, all these horrible things are inside. The Lord has made it such in this that in this body. It's like a skin. Skin. What is it? It's like a bag. This skin bag. We've covered the whole body with this bag of skin, made of skin. And in that bag of skin, there's blood, pus, mucus, urine, stool. And we are licking that. We're licking that, thinking it to be so tasteable. But inside is such, is not worth licking. This is what is being shown. Not until we have this realization of the transcendental realm or taste, that spiritual, then we will keep licking this body of stool, pus, urine, by performing bhajan and sadhan bhajan. Then we will leave this conception. We will spit at it. Just one, if one has come with a bag, and then you don't know what's inside the bag, and you touch the bag from outside, there's something nice. There might be some money or some wealth in there. Is it not true? And when you open the bag and put your hand inside, then what's inside? Mal mutra, stool. Stool and urine. You don't know. You didn't know what was in the bag, and you touched it. It looks very soft. But there must be something inside. But when you know what's inside, there's stool and urine, pus. Then we reject that. Then we leave it aside. That which is, you can spit. Jaiva Dharma is described. You must read Jaiva Dharma. Not until we have this self-realization. This world, is it full of pleasure or happiness, unhappiness? And not until we know that this world is full of suffering, then we will hold on to that conception that it is pleasurable. Now we have learned that unhappiness is happiness. Try and understand this carefully. We understand the suffering to be happiness. To bring up a young child, it takes so much energy, so much. You will not be able to perform your devotional practice. There's no possibility, no chance of that. To bring up a child, there's so much energy. All our energies are put into that. Is this true or not? Everyone around us, they suck our energy. Leech, black leech. Yeah, it's like a leech on the body. You'll sit on your body.
Small one or big one?
Small one, big one also.
It will sit on your skin. You will have a little itching.
Thick. Like small insect, no?
It will suck on your blood. You will not know at all that it's there. what you see around you, your mother, father, brother, sister, their love and of affection is like they're sucking your blood. They will take your energy, all your energy. This is the material world, sansar. Then you look, tick, choti choti hote hain na? Tick,
Insect.
insect. It's like an insect.
When cows are there. Yeah.
And then you'll take it out and throw it away. Not until you'll know that it's there, then you won't do anything about it. The meaning, as long as we have this, we don't have this renunciation towards the material world, we will not be able to realize the reality of the situation. So it is said in scriptures, we should have some renunciation. When will we have this renunciation? When we know that this material is a place of suffering. Not until then. We will think that the mother, father, brother, sister, we will be attracted by their loving affection. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, many shlokas, they are not your friends, these people in society. Read the Srimad Bhagavatam. They are thieves and rogues, dacoits. Those who you think you are your friends, they are not your friends. Shatru, they are your enemies. They are sucking your blood and they will take your energy. Chusre, they are sucking your blood, your energy. When you have this realization, then you will leave that. If you don't realize this, then you will carry on in the way that you are. So Shukadeva Goswami Pad, in many places, he's spoken about this knowledge of renunciation. In many places in Srimad Bhagavatam, he has spoken about this this renunciation. Not until this, how will we attain the transcendental realm, transcendental love and affection? We need to know about these mundane, temporary things. And by knowing that, we will have this renunciation. This Gyan, knowledge and renunciation are like two sons. These bhakti will manifest knowledge and renunciation as like two sons. This shown in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhakti Devi has two sons. One is known as Gyan and the other one is Vairagya. Renunciation. Even a little amount of devotional practice, when that manifests, it's not possible that knowledge and renunciation will not manifest, because in this verse it describes this. In one's heart, when bhakti manifests, when you have some realization of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then knowledge and renunciation will manifest automatically. If you have this love and devotion towards Vasudeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, knowledge and renunciation will automatically manifest. That's why we have been requested to practice bhakti. What is that? Anushlan, the practice. Practice. What is that practice? This listening and hearing and practicing the limbs of bhakti in a pure sense. If you practice purely, if your hearing is good and your kirtan, then naturally this knowledge and renunciation will matter. We are listening, but no renunciation is coming. That means that we're not listening properly. We're saying, I'm listening, but you haven't heard. If you are listening properly, then naturally this knowledge and renunciation will come. Maya will not let you listen. Externally listening, you've heard, but you haven't heard really. When you have actually heard, then you will act accordingly. And your action, the cause and effect. Effect, action. And Gurudev said, bring a glass of water. And the disciple said, he heard. Gurudev said, no, you didn't hear. Gurudev, I have heard. What did you hear? Bring some water. Then Guru said, no, you didn't listen. The disciple got angry. I'm not deaf, the disciple said. I'm listening. I'm listening to what you said. And Gurudev said, no, you're not listening. Not until you get up and get a glass of water, then you have not heard. In the same way, what we are listening to, we're not listening properly. When we listen carefully and attentively, then the action will manifest. You are eating, but your stomach is not full. It means what you're eating is not being digested properly. We are eating 3 times a day. If our digestive fire is not good, it will be coming out the other end. These 2 things will happen, nourishment and feeling satisfied. And 3 things will manifest at the same time. No bhava, kala. If you fill a pot with water, and if the pot is not filling up with water, meaning there is a hole somewhere in the pot. And so this kathas, pastimes of renunciation and knowledge, by hearing this again and again, and by the causeless mercy of the Lord, Bhakti Devi will manifest. And this is Kripa Sadhya. This is not by sadhan, not by your own practice. In reality, this pure devotional service is coming from mercy, Kripa Sadhya. We are performing some activity, sadhan, but not until we get the mercy of Bhakti Devi, then we will not make any progress. Not only by our own endeavor. In reality, it's by mercy. If that's the case, then why should I do anything? But we cannot say this. Kripa, the word kripa means that you have to do something. It's a kriya, activity, and then you will get something. You will have to practice. Then you will get the mercy of the Lord. Mother Yashoda tried to tie Krishna from morning to evening. but she couldn't.
और समय कितने उंगली
And only the rope was only 2 fingers short.
तीन उंगली नहीं एक उंगली
And not 1 finger, not 2, not 3 fingers, but 2 finger. Why? Meaning what?
साधक की चेष्टा पर
Your endeavor and the mercy of the Lord. This is what is being shown.
और फिर यहाँ पर भी कहा
And then again, it is said,
कृपाशीष संबंधने संग भगवान कृपा करके
the Lord showing His mercy, He accepts being bound, He accepts to be tied.
परिश्रम माँ जसके परिश्रम
The endeavors, the hard endeavors of Mother Yashoda, Krishna accepted to be tied.
तो इसी प्रकार कहें
In that way, same way,
जो है कि वास्तव जो है
this bhakti is kripa siddha, by mercy. But at the same time, we must perform some sadhana, some endeavor, some practice.
कथा में जो आ रहे हैं
This, the katha that we are speaking about,
ये कृष्ण की ऐसी सुंदर
how wonderful Krishna's pastimes, how sweet Krishna's pastimes are.
स्वयं कृष्ण यही सोच रहे थे
Krishna is thinking,
हमारे संग में कथा पाई आनंद सतमुखे बलि तबो न पाए तर अंत मिलांते सुखे तहार अंगेरो माधुरी आहा देखी सुखे आमी अपना असरी तुम्हार ये समरस भरत मुनि जाने हमारे ब्रजेर रस तेह नहीं जाने यहाँ पर करें भाई
So it is said here,
जो होता है इसमें समरस होनी चाहिए आप देखा ना
in this
जटिल वस्तु है
in this very difficult subject matter, try to understand.
रस विचार में कल मैंने
In this ras vichar,
एक होता है वैरी रस और
there's
एक होता है
2 Vairi ras and Mitra ras. Rasa in friendship and Vairi ras is contradictory ras.
समभाव होने पर उसमें मित्रता होता है
If the same mood is there, then Mitra, friendship is there.
अपोजिट पाएगा
Otherwise, there is an opposite. If the opposite is there, then the contradictory mood is present.
मित्र रस होता है
There's Mitra ras and Vairi ras and Shatru ras, or contrary.
जैसे कल मैंने कहा संत और दास
Shanta, Dasya, Vatsalya, Madhurya. These 5 main rasas.
एक रस दूसरे रसों से क्या
One rasa
होता है कोई
is mitra and one ras is contrary. Friendship or complementary or contrary.
समरस के द्वारा होने पर
If the rases are matching, complementary,
जैसे मैंने कहा था सक्खर रस के साथ
Sakha ras and
माधुर्य रस
Madhyas,
मित्र रस होता है
there is complementary.
सक्खर रस जिस ब्रज में जो सुबह सुदाम आदि
There's Sakha ras, Subal, Sridham and others. And in Madhurya ras, when the gopis
सुबह सुदाम आदि के साथ
with Sridham, Subal, they have this complementary mood, friendship mood, and therefore the pastimes are nourished in this way.
कृष्ण राधा जी के साथ मिलने के लिए
Krishna is so keen to meet with Srimati Radhika,
आदि के
Subal, and others.
राधा जी के साथ कैसे कृष्ण के साथ
How they arrange Srimati Radhika's meeting with Krishna.
इसे सुबह मिलन लीला
And this is called Subal Milan Lila.
गोपियों के साथ कृष्ण के मिलन
The Sakhas, the friends of Krishna, they perform innumerable pastimes with Krishna in Bhandirvan. Once Krishna was with Srimati Radhika and with the gopis performing so many different varieties of pastimes.
इतने समय
At that time, Chandravali's parrot,
वो देख लिया
so
चंद्रावली के पैर जाके चंद्रावली के बोल दिया देखो
Chandravali's parrot told Chandravali,
राधा आदि गोपियों के साथ
Krishna and the gopis with Srimati Radhika in Bhandirvan and are performing ras.
चंद्रावली ने क्या
What did Chandravali do? Hearing this,
जितला कुतला के निकट
went and told Jatila and Kutila.
और जब बोल दिए
when they heard this, you said your daughter-in-law now in Bandirvan, they are performing ras with Krishna.
जटिला कुटिला बहुत गुस्से होकर के
Jyotila and Kutila became very angry.
इतने समय
At that time,
की जो सारी जो है कुछ सारी जो
Srimati Radhika's parrot
राधा जी राधा कृष्ण के कहने लगे
and told Radha and Krishna, Jyotila and Kutila are coming.
इतने सुनते ही राधा
Hearing this,
देखो एक काम करो
listen, do one thing,
तुम इस स्थान पे छोड़ के चले जाओ
leave this place. Krishna told to Srimati Radhika. She took all the sakis and Srimati Radhika left that place. Then Subal and Sridham came to that place. Krishna, what did he do?
सुवाल के जो है राधा जी
Told
के भेष बना दिए।
Subal to take Srimati Radhika's dress.
राधा जी की भेष बना दिया
Subal is now taking Srimati Radhika's dress appearance.
सुवाल कैसे बने
Subal became like Srimati Radhika
और बन करके
and
घूंघट पे जो है
where he put a veil in front of his face.
और कृष्ण ने किया
What did Krishna do?
सुवाल को हाथ पकड़ के राधा
Took Subal's hand and was walking as if walking with Srimati Radhika.
इतने समय
At that time, Jyotila and Kutila came.
गुलाल रंग के हाथ में पकड़ लिए
Now I've caught them red-handed. She was thinking,
आप पकड़ के कह रहे आज तुम तो ये क्या कर रहे
"Hey, what are you doing?"
और जटिला कुटिला ने जटिला कुटिला ने
Jyotila and Kutila,
सारे वृद्धा महिलाओं को बुलाया
she called all the elderly ladies of the village of Braj because nobody believed her that Krishna meets with Srimati Radhika like this in a hidden way.
इसलिए सारे जितने पूर्णमासी
Purnamasi and others, all the elderly ladies, you don't trust what I say. Now look, I've caught him red-handed with Srimati Radhika.
और इतने समय
And at that time, Madhumangal came, took the veil of Subal. Madhumangal pulled the veil of Subal and saw Subal was standing there. All the sakhas, all the guys started to clap.
जटिला कुटिला देखकर कहा
And Jatin Kutila became amazed or shocked. Well, this is not my daughter-in-law. So I said, why did Chandravali lie?
और जितने भी वयोवृद्धा महिलाएं थी
All the elderly ladies started to swear at Jatila and Kutila.
तुम्हें इतने शर्म नहीं है
Are you not ashamed?
अपने जो बहू जो है ये बुरा है
Your daughter-in-law is such a pure person,
ऐसे लंचना
and you are imposing such an accusation on her.
अच्छा इससे तुम्हारा लाभ क्या होगा
What is your benefit in this?
घर की जो
Your own family member, if you criticize them in front of others, this does not look good on you.
समझ में आ रही नहीं अपने घर की जो कुछ है उसके कुछ सामने बेड लोग निकल
If you blaspheme
तुम्हें क्या है
those who are your family members in front of others, they will swear at you only. You will look bad. If you spit in the air, that spit that spit will land on you. Yeah, will land on your body.
मूर्ख व्यक्ति ऐसे
Only a foolish person does this.
आज ठीक उसी प्रकार
In the same way, the Purnamasi, all the ladies were accusing Jatila Kutila to be shameless.
तुम्हारी इतने पतिशुद्धि
Your daughter-in-law is so innocent and pure, and now you're accusing her of this.
प्रचार करें।
It's funny, only.
Mhm.
आज बात ऐसे ही है कि
Yeah, it's true. This is true or not?
अरे देखो ये बालक जो है यहाँ पर खेल कूद कर रहे हैं,
And these children are playing here.
लड़का बना दिए,
One dressed as a girl and another as a boy, and they're playing like this. So, what is your problem in this? Purnamasi is saying to the elderly ladies, to Jatila and Kutila. Purnamasi is saying, you keep blaspheming your daughter-in-law, and you have no other thing to do, nothing else to do, nothing better to do. Jatila at that time becomes very ashamed. So we're saying this, Subal and Sridham Madhumangal, the Priya Narma Saka, they're known as Priya Narmas. They nourish the Madhurya Ras between Radha and Krishna, and they help in Radha Krishna's meeting. This Sakyaras, it's made complementary ras to Madhurya Ras. And this way the pastimes are nourished. So we should listen to these pastimes. If there is contradictory ras, like Vatsalya and Madhurya Ras, they are contradictory to each other. They cannot harmonize. This, the Mother Yashoda's Vatsalya Bhav, parental affection, they cannot complement Madhurya Ras. Like once, Krishna was once breastfeeding, and Mother Yashoda was caressing Krishna's hair, stroking Krishna's head, and Mother Yashoda saw on his forehead some red mud, some red marks. So Mother Yashoda was wiping those red marks from the forehead of Krishna, and she was thinking, my child is very restless. Last night, my maidservants did not bathe Krishna properly, and for this reason, the red mud of the Jamuna river was stuck to his forehead. There's red mud from the Jamuna. Mother Yashoda is thinking this is the mud from the Jamuna. At that time, Kundalata came, told Mother Yashoda, this is not red mud from the Jamuna. This is sindur, red vermilion. Your mother is, your son Krishna is breastfeeding, but at night time he goes to perform ras dance with the gopis. For this reason, this is vermilion from the gopis. What Mother Yashoda is thinking? What is ras? In this, Mother Yashoda is so absorbed in her Vatsalya, motherly affection towards Krishna. And ras means, in the simple way, dancing and singing. Yes, kissing, and there are many meanings of ras. Kissing and embracing. Where this is taking place, this is my child, young Krishna, baby Krishna. What you're saying is true. Maybe this one boy is holding the hand of one young girl, and they are playing and dancing. Mother Yashoda is very innocent in her motherly affection towards Krishna.
माँ जसदा ये नहीं सोचते कि
Mother Yashoda is not thinking that my Krishna
गोपियों के साथ
is performing ras, loving pastimes, amorous pastimes with the gopis. This is the speciality. Vatsalya, the maidservants of Krishna, in this motherly mood, they only see Krishna as a baby,
बाल गोपाल
Bal Gopal, baby Krishna,
5 साल से अधिक नहीं देखते
not more than 5 years old.
माँ जसदा सोचते हैं हमारे बालक कितने साल की है
Mother Yashoda is thinking, my child is only 5 years. 5-year-old boy, child, cannot perform ras. There's no lust in that person, that child. Those who are in Vatsalya ras, they understand that this ras, my young child is playing with some young girls of the same age. This is contradictory, the mood, Vatsalya ras and Madhurya ras. In Shri Krishna Bhavanamrita, it is described when Srimati Radhika goes from Javat, comes to Nandaga to cook for him. At that time, Mother Yashoda cooks with Srimati Radhika with this Vatsalya mood. All the ingredients for the cooking, and she prepares, Mother Yashoda prepares for Radhika to cook. Because Durvasa had said, whatever Srimati Radhika makes will be nectarian, will be nectar. That who eats from that which is cooked by Srimati Radhika, they will become strong and healthy. That's for this reason. Every day, Mother Yashoda, she used to call Srimati Radhika to Nandagaon. From Javat to Nandagaon to cook for Krishna. Sometimes Jatila and Kutila, they used to restrain Srimati Radhika. Why should my daughter-in-law come to your house every day? If your daughter-in-law goes every day to somebody else's house to cook, this would be very unusual. They will be very suspicious. Why is your daughter-in-law going every day? 1 day, 2 days maybe, exceptional. But if they go every day, coming, they have a bad idea of what may be going on. There must be something wrong. There's something wrong in the dal. There's this proverb saying, a married woman goes to another house every day. People will think bad, something negative. They will be doubtful. This lady is not good. You cannot go every day. Maybe once in a while, when you're called, maybe you cannot go morning and evening every day. And Jatila and Kutila used to stop Srimati Radhika going. There's no need to go. Mother Yashoda, if Srimati Radhika hasn't cooked for Krishna, then he doesn't eat. He won't eat. Whatever Srimati Radhika makes is like nectar, because he had the blessings of Durvasa Rishi. Once Durvasha Rishi
विश्वभानु महाराज के गृह में आए
came to the house of Vishwabhanu Maharaj.
छोटी बालिका है
Srimati Radhika was a young baby at that time,
3 साल की छोटी
maybe 3 years old.
और दुर्वासा ऋषि आके
And Durvasha Rishi came
मुझे भोजन कराओ
and said, feed me.
भोजन करेंगे
Kirtika Sundari
नहीं तुम्हारे घर में
prepared the preparations, but Durvasha said, no,
तुम्हारे बेटे यदि मेरे लिए भोजन नहीं बनाए
if your daughter doesn't cook for me,
और कृतिका देवी बोली हमारे बेटे का
but my child is only 3 years old. She doesn't even know how to wash her hands.
ये भोजन कैसे करूं
How can she cook for you?
दुर्वासा ऋषि के समान नहीं
And Durvasha was not an ordinary rishi.
यदि माना कर दिया
If you say no to him, he will curse.
हिसाब दे देंगे तो अंत में कृतिका
And then in the end, Kirtidas said, okay,
बेटी के बोले
said to Radhe,
साधु के लिए भोजन बना
you make these preparations for this sadhu.
छोटी सी है
Srimati Radhika is 3 years old.
राधा जी बोले ऋषि तुम्हारे लिए मैं भोजन मैं करूं भोजन मैं बनाऊं
I will cook for you, Srimati Radhika said to Durvasha. But you must eat as soon as I cook.
साथ ही साथ आपके भोजन
You will have to eat straight away.
और आपके पथ पर किसी प्रकार
Khali nahi hona chahiye. Your plate must not be empty at any point in time.
मां से बोले मैं तो जो भी जानता हूं
I know I'm a yogi. I can eat very quickly. Srimati Radhika won't be able to cook that fast.
देखो राधा जी पूरी सब्जी बना रही है
Radha ji started to make some puris and sabji, and Durvasha started to eat at that time. With his mystic power, he started to eat quickly and quickly. Kachoris, ladus.
किंतु राधा जी
But Srimati Radhika was making it so quickly. Durvasha was not able to eat everything. Now Durvasha resigned to defeat. It's in this way Durvasha blessed Srimati Radhika. So whatever you make
वो क्या बनेगा
will be nectar.
तुम्हारे हाथ के
Whatever you cook with your hands, whoever eats that, their body will be nourished and strong,
will be
healthy.
लेकिन दुर्वासा के बाद
For this reason, he had Srimati Radhika had the blessings of Durvasha.
सबके वर देने वाले हैं राधा जी
Srimati Radhika is giving benedictions to all, but Durvasha gave this blessing on Srimati Radhika, that whoever eats from her hands will be healthy.
राधा जी को अपने घर में बुलाती थी
This for this reason, Mother Yashoda used to call Srimati Radhika to her house.
मना करते थे
Sometimes Jatilan Kutil would refuse her going.
इसमें राधा जी के मां सुंदर
Mother Yashoda used to bribe Jatilan Kutila by giving them wealth, jewels,
जब तक राधा जी नहीं
because my son Krishna won't eat anything made from anybody else's hands.
मां जसोदा
For this reason, Mother Yashoda
सारे धन पैसा आदि लालच दिखा करके
used to bribe Jatila and Kutila with wealth
राधा जी के जो है
and call Srimati Radhika to her home to cook for Krishna.
ये कहता है राधिकार पक्कन
Viruddha Banjana. So this reason it is said in the Bhoga Arti. Bhakatavatsala Shri Gaurahari Rahari Sahi Kushta Bihari Odara Ekaikana Bhoga Mandira Goshi Koriya Bhojana
कितने प्रकार के भजन
So many different types of preparations were made. Who was making? Who made all these preparations? Srimati Radhika made.
रोहिणी
Mother Rohini and Mother Yashoda. They used to gather the ingredients, all the ingredients,
मसाला आदि जो भी जरूरत होता है राधा जी के लिए सब
all the masalas, all the spices were prepared.
राधा जी के साथ जो सखियां जो वो भी
All the sakhis used to come and help Srimati Radhika cook.
राधा जी के शरीर इतने
Srimati Radhika's body was so glowing, so effulgent,
फूलों के भांति इतने कोमल शरीर
and her body was so tender. And
एक प्रकार के फूल होता है
there is one type of full, sharish full,
पूरी होता है
the petals of which were very, very soft. If you even touch the petal, and it becomes broken. In this way, Srimati Radhika's body was so soft. It is described in scripture how soft Srimati Radhika's body was. Shish, this flower called shish flower, that Srimati Radhika, by her very delicate body, she used to cook for Krishna in this heat. At the same time, so many ovens were lit at the same time, because they make innumerable, not just 3 or 4. It takes you 1 hour, 2 hours to cook. Then even if somebody helps you to cook, it still takes that long. But Krishna, Srimati Radhika makes so many preparations for Krishna. Have you ever counted? Count in these preparations. In this kirtan, there's the list of preparations. I think there are 29, 30. Goshtavi Hari. Nandira. Ekaikana.
Mandire boshe kara
bhojan.
और देखो कितने प्रकार के उसमें लिखा है ये सब राधा जी बनाती है
Srimati Radhika cooks all of these preparations.
50 प्रकार के
About 50 preparations.
है कि मतलब इतना ही तक कहा दिया
If you count each one, laddu puri,
कितने प्रकार के लड्डू पूरी
so many.
आप 3 सब्जी एक सब्जी तो बड़ा
If you make 1 or 2 to cut 1 potato,
आधा घंटा लगेगा
it takes half an hour.
है कि नहीं मैं देखता हूँ ये क्या
I'm watching. What are they doing? He's saying.
और राधा जी देखो
He's saying.
और इतना सब्जी बनाने के लिए क्या चाहिए
And so you need so many cookers, so many ovens, and so much heat coming from all those ovens, all those cookers.
सारे सब्जी राधा जी के लिए बनाती है
And Srimati Radhika alone makes,
क्या करती है
and she looks after each preparation, cutting the vegetables.
और ये धोना तब सब कर देती है क्योंकि बनाना
All the sakhis, they prepare the vegetables, but Srimati Radhika cooks.
हम एक सब्जी बनाने में थोड़ी सी हमारे अंदर हो जाए
If you're distracted a little bit in cooking, then your preparation will be spoiled. If you don't pay attention, it will burn. But see Srimati Radhika, all at the same time, making so many preparations. And the heat from all the ovens. Now we have so many facilities. And now you don't have microwave. Induction. So we make an induction. A microwave. So many other types of air dry oil. Air fryer. Or what's it called? Rice cookers. I don't like them. If you read Shri Krishna Bhavanamrit. If you don't read, you will not understand until you have read this book. How Srimati Radhika serves Krishna. Sometimes sweat falls from her brow in such heat for Krishna seva. Not only for Krishna, and also for the Sakhas, and it's written. You are just making for one person, cutting one potato. It's written here. And what's written? I can't read with them. Madhumangal. Chale bale ladu khai Shri Madhumangala bagala bajaye ar dei hari bolo. Chale bale ladu khai Shri chale bole ladu khai Shri Madhumangal करे भोजन बगाले बजाए आर दे हरि बोल. Such wonderful, not only one sakha, not only one friend, but many friends. Not only for Krishna does she cook, she cooks for. Read this book, Shri Krishna Bhavanamrita. Chambula Rasala Ane, the Sakhas Chambula. Chambula Rasayane, Rasala. Okay, Maharaj. 9 o'clock. So many different types of complementary rases, contradictory rases, ones that nourish each other. Vairi ras even nourishes, contradictory mood even nourishes Madhurya ras. All the rasas are nourishing Madhurya ras. In the same way, all the waters of the rivers enter the ocean. And in the same way, all the rasas, they enhance, nourish Madhurya ras, as like one ras nourishes the complementary ras, another ras nourishes the contradictory ras by glorifying mitra. One friend glorifies another friend, like sometimes an enemy will glorify somebody to enhance the contrary relationship. Like in Brahmar Gita, indirectly Srimati Radhika is criticizing Krishna. She's talking to the bumblebee. Go away from here. I know everything about your friend Krishna. Why are you coming here buzzing around glorifying your friend? I don't want to hear of his glorification. Srimati Radhika is saying, now you're coming here. You're talking of your friend Krishna here.
परम करुणामय
He's very compassionate and kind.
कृष्ण की महिमा वर्णन करती जाती है
The bumblebee is glorifying Krishna's
कि हमारे
characters.
कृष्ण के तुम कृष्ण के प्रति इतने क्यों
Why are you so
क्यों हो गए
angry? Why are you so angry with my friend Krishna? Bumblebee saying to Srimati Radhika. He has so many good qualities. Brahma, the bee is saying,
उसके सुनकर के राधा जी
Srimati Radhika, hearing this, Srimati Radhika becomes even more angry. Just go back to where you came from. Go back to Mathura.
सब कपट
This cheater,
रमणिया जो है
go back to those ladies of Mathura
कृष्ण की महिमा कीर्तन करो
and speak to them about Krishna's glory.
ऐसे किसी के ग्लोरिफिकेशन करो वो प्रसन्न हो जाएंगे
If you glorify Krishna in Mathura, he will give you some gift.
कहाँ जाओ
If you want a gift, go back to Mathura,
मथुरा में जाकर के
and
रमणी के
and in front of the ladies of Mathura, you glorify your Krishna.
हमारे पास नहीं
Not to me. Don't come to me.
भिखारी
We're not beggars.
हमने के पास
Srimati Radhika is saying,
देने के लिए एक चना तक भी नहीं
we don't even have one chickpea to give you.
देने के लिए कुछ भी नहीं। जाओ यहाँ से जाओ
Go from here.
आ जाओ
Portuguese. Go from here.
Vai embora daqui.
कितना सुना है
Vai embora daqui.
राधा जी ऊपर से कृष्ण के क्या करेंगे
Externally, externally, Srimati Radhika is criticizing Krishna.
क्या बोले भिखारी हो गए।
We're not beggars to hear of his glories.
कृष्ण कथा कोई श्रवण करे
If somebody listens to Krishna's katha, then his condition will be like this.
कृष्ण कथा श्रवण करो तो भिखारी बन जाओ
If you become a beggar, if you listen to Krishna's glories, you will have to leave your family, friends, and relatives.
कृष्ण कथा कोई श्रवण करे
If you hear Krishna katha, then renunciation will come automatically.
कथा सुनो तो पहले तो अपनी होगा
Renunciation will certainly come,
किसी प्रकार आसक्ति नहीं
and you will not have any attachment towards any of your family members.
बहुत मैंने सुन लिया
Srimati Radhika said to the bumblebee, I've heard so much about your friend Krishna. Look at our condition now, listening to the glories of your friend.
श्रवण करते वो भिखारी बन जाए
You become a beggar listening to Krishna Katha.
लड़के जो है
Those sons of great wealthy persons
और ये बगल में
have become
भागवत राग करके भागवत वक्ता क्या करते हैं बैठ जाते हैं
putting a Bhagavatam under their arm, and they sit and recite Bhagavatam. They don't want anything. They said, just sit and listen to Hari Katha.
भागवत कथा सुनाते हैं मेरे 7 दिन भागवत कथा सुनो
Listen 7 days. For 7 days. I don't want any money. Just come and listen. Very nice.
कथा सुन करके
After 7 days listening,
अपने माता पिता भाई
they have
वो सब
left all their family, friends, relatives, and they went to Vrindavan, living as beggars. Rupa Sanatana is the example of that. Great learned persons from Kulin Brahmin family, and so learned, knowledgeable. Financial minister, Rupa secretary, Pradhan Mantri, Prime Minister of the King Hussain Shah. He was the Prime Minister of Hussain Shah. Had so much wealth, fame, reputation. He's not an ordinary person. And so much wealth they acquired. Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, they were ministers, and Sakar Malik and Dabir Khas, they gave him Muslim names, and they met with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And after that, don't leave everything, Mahaprabhu said, and go to Vrindavan. So they left everything and came to Vrindavan. where their name and fame and reputation,
वो ऐसे थोड़ी चलते
they,
कितने गाड़ी हाड़ी
the
गाड़ी होगा
entourage,
हैं?
they have such great entourages, they're so opulent, wealthy. If you're a prime minister, they're not ordinary persons who are ministers.
और उन्होंने क्या कि सब छोड़ छाड़ कर
They left everything
ऐसे तो उनको
and came to Vrindavan. Rupa Goswami in this way, and Sanatana Goswami,
जेल में बंद दी
they kept Sanatana Goswami in jail.
क्या करते हैं रिश्वत देते
We give a bribe to get a job. Sanatana Goswami is praying that I don't want this job. It's described. These Muslims, they didn't want to let Sanatana Goswami go. Hussain Shah put him in jail. And Sanatan said, I will give you some money if you let me out of this prison. Not one gold coin, but thousands of gold coins he was given. That jailer was not prepared to take. If he was caught, if Hussain Shah was to find out, then his head would be for chopping. You are Muslim. I am Muslim mostly. He's saying externally, Sanatana Goswami. I will go to Makkah. Makkah. The most sacred place of the Muslims is Makkah. I will not come here. I'll give you the money. You don't know, somehow or another, if Hussain Shah want to know, find out, he will cut my head. Sanatana Goswami pacified him. Do one thing. I promise you, I will come back here. I will disappear. I will go to Makkah. I will go to Allah. Just free me from this jail. When Hussain Shah comes on, just tell him there were chains on his feet and hands. When he went into the river to bathe, then the water pulled him away. Then that jailer, maybe this will work. And Sanatana Goswami gave him money. He was able to escape the jail, and then he went through the jungles and mountains, and there was one servant. They went to one place, there was some dacoits there. They were prepared to kill Sanatan and his servant for the money. They stayed there one night. This is great, middle of the jungle, on the top of the mountain. Which way to go? Sanatana Goswami Pad. Sanatana Goswami Pad saw that owner of that place was honoring with so much pampering. I did not give him any money. Why is he honoring me so much? So Sanatana Goswami became suspicious. There's something wrong here. Sanatana Goswami sensed, asked the servant, do you have any money? I have 7 gold coins, the servant said. So for this reason, they are honoring us so much. In the middle of the night, that person of the lodge gave them the 7 coins. We knew you had this wealth. Because from this astrology, they knew that they had 8 gold coins, not 7. You've given me only 7.
हमारे गला काट करके सारी मनोकामना
And then we were thinking, planning to cut your throats and take the coins from you. It's better that you have given us these coins.
तो ये 7 नहीं 8 नहीं
And we need 8, not 7.
तो सनातन को सेवा सेवा
Then Sanatan Goswami said to the servant, "Why did you keep one gold coin?" The servant said, "I thought we might need one later."
सनातन को से इसको भी छोड़ दीजिए
Then Sanatan Goswami told the servant to go.
कहने लगे ठीक है आप सरल है
The lodge owner, restaurant owner said, saved your life because they were honest and genuine. They did not lie. Sanatan Goswami was honest. So
वो भी मार डालेंगे बोले मुझे भेज आप नहीं
he did not want anything. He gave everything to the lodger,
रेस्टोरेंट के मालिक जो है
the restaurant owner, and then he helped them cross the mountain and showed them the way. Brindavan chale gaye.
और वही सनातन गोस्वामी वृंदावन में आकर
That Sanatan Goswami came to Brindavan.
इतने मान सम्मान
From his position in the past, where he was so wealthy, and what did he do in Vrindavan? Chanting Radhe. The Rupa Sanatana Raghujugo Shri Jiva Gopal. Sometimes eating, sometimes not. Sometimes eating chana, sometimes not. Whatever they were able to get, they lived on. What is it teaching us? One who has this bhakti in their heart, they become very renounced. Para bhakti. Remember the shloka. If you have this para bhakti to Vasudev, then knowledge and renunciation will automatically come. That the dealings of this material world are no longer attractive. Madhurya Kadambini. When a practitioner comes on the stage of prem, even the praise of their family members will seem like curses. When one reaches that level, if they glorify it, they will think of it as a curse. Some people say, why do you not glorify us? You say, if you want to hear glories of yourself, meaning that you have this Maharaj comes and glorifies us, but you do not glorify us. This greed that you have for self-glorification, you don't even have a scent of devotion in your heart. Try and understand this carefully. One who wants to hear glorification of oneself, they don't have any smell of devotion in their heart. And if one has bhakti, then if somebody glorifies them, they will be ashamed. Then somebody will say, one Maharaj comes and they glorify us, but you come and you don't glorify us. And this greed that is in your heart to hear self-praise, whatever you're doing is not actually even a smell of bhakti, not a scent. And those who display a desire to have glorification of themselves and what they are doing. In Madhurya Kadambini, it is explained. If one has devotion and somebody glorifies them, they will feel ashamed. Then they criticize for not being glorified.
इसके मतलब तुम्हारी भक्ति नहीं है।
This means that you do not have any bhakti in your heart.
भक्ति जब किसको हो जाए,
One who has bhakti, there will become humility. I haven't done any bhajan, I have performed any sadhan. These Guru and Vaishnavas who glorify me, I am not qualified to have this. In this verse, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying himself, there's no scent of devotion in my heart. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, if in your heart there is no prem, why are you crying? Mahaprabhu is saying, I'm crying. People will say, you have prem in your heart, but actually I don't have love. If I had love in my heart, I would be like a fish out of water. If you read this verse, if you see somebody's activities who are worthy of glorification, that should be in accordance to their position. If you hear somebody's glorification, it should be according to their position. Yeah. But if somebody is hankering for their own self-glorification, then they have no... Try and memorize this shlok, try and learn this shlok. Mahaprabhu is saying, if there was love in my heart, I would be like a fish out of water. Mahaprabhu is giving the example. What does the fish love? Fish loves water. Where does the fish live? In water. If you take that fish out of water, the fish will leave its life. If it's leave, the life air will leave from the fish. Fish would die. Prem, if one has prem, love in their heart, certainly knowledge and renunciation will come. If it's not coming, then you should understand. Bihari La, then you should understand you have no bhakti. Listening to this again and again, listening to pastimes of Krishna and Srimati Radhika, one in this lifetime or in the next lifetime, receiving the mercy of Srimati Radhika, you will attain your perfection. Just this lifetime, listen. Don't think that you have devotion in your heart. Just try to understand that. When will I get Srimati Radhika's mercy? That's why we pray like this to Gurudev. Idase tina beshayatina Hare sakavasahane Baladiya karo Nijamanas priyahina Sakale sanman Purite shakati Natha jata jota Harinam sukhe aparadha Hare sakti buddhi abhiyati paramore atmasartha Yogeta vichare kichu nai pai Tumhara karuna sar Hare karuna na hoye Kandiya kandiya Prana na rakhi boyara And Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying very beautiful prayer to Srila Gurudev, who just have this causeless mercy of Srila Gurudev. That's all I'm praying. Hearing this again and again and again, by the mercy of Sri Guru and Lord, then we'll have this bhakti. Go Prabhananda, Hari Hari Bol. Jai Shri Radhe.
जय श्री भक्त कृष्ण महाराज की जय श्री गुरुदेव की जय। जय
साढ़े 9 बज गए।
महाराज श्री राधे।
कीर्तन हो गया नहीं? आज क्या रखा है? परवा जी 11 बजे कोई आएगा?